still maintaining that same, I see what you did there, level of air pressure.
Yeah.
And that's very kind of, it seems contradictory, but try it out.
It's too darn hot,
so hot,
and I'm going
crazy, so crazy.
I can't help but
Perspire, 'cause my heart is all on
Yeah, so what are we doing? What are we doing here? This da-da.
You dance. I feel the calypso beat, Bob.
How are we communicating that? Because it just kind of feels like we've got like my heart's on fire, da 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 da, and it just feels like our attention has gone elsewhere, right? So I don't know how can we focus while still keeping that same, or maybe it's just it's not a dance and it's just a
Because it is minor in there, you know, so.
Right, a kind of focused thing. Are we intentionally all looking in different directions at the beginning?
No, we just talked about kind of setting the Caribbean
You mean with
atmosphere.
the intro? Or,
Yeah.
I was just kind of watching to see what they were doing.
Okay. Yeah, because I had you over here, and Alan, you were out here, and Matt was over here. I don't pay attention to you anyway, so.
that good.
So you'll
So-
notice I didn't go.
Yeah, so I don't want to use the term focal point, but just to make sure that we're all kind of unified. Maybe a 3-on-1 would be good for this. Let's try it.
Okay.
Matt, why don't you step out? Have we done a 3-on-1 before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now these guys.
So we all know what our jobs and observations are.
It's too darn hot,
So
hot, and I'm going
crazy, so crazy.
I can't help but
Perspire, 'cause my heart is all on fire. My heart's A heat wave blew into town last week. Da 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 da.
She came from the island of Martinique.
Your thoughts, your observations.
Yeah, definitely the a little bit, I think, from the audience perspective, confusing as to what's going on there. So perhaps we need to do something a little bit different.
Do you feel like they were giving you back what you were giving?
To a certain extent.
Okay.
Maybe let's try it again.
Okay. Your thoughts. Was there anything that Matt portrayed that didn't comport with your idea of what we're doing here?
He was thinking some. There were some spots I could tell he was thinking
Sure.
of.
Sure.
What should I do?
Yeah, try it again.
Okay.
It's too darn hot.
So
hot, and I'm going
crazy, so crazy.
I can't help but
Perspire, 'cause my heart is all
on fire.
my heart's a heat wave blew into town last week. Da 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 da.
She came from the island of Martinique.
Your thoughts? Your observations?
Yeah, much better. The energy matched.
Okay.
And, felt more like a mirror.
Cool. Your thoughts? Your observations?
Consistent and purposeful.
I was more into the sound, which felt very consistent, like nothing. I didn't hear anything. They just get out of pocket and just did nothing splattered.
I didn't think about that. All I was thinking is like anticipating where are we going next? Where are we going next? Just trying to, like if you were telling a story. I know part of this story, nobody else does. Let me show me. Like that's what I was just trying to come along with you on what's next.
Cool. This motion at I'm not sure came across because this feels like go away.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a different motion or what, but that was my observation. Another observation was it happened less this time, but the time before, your most marked hand movement was a heat wave blew into town last week. Da da da, and it's like, what is da da da? Why does da 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 get a hand move? You know, when nothing else, you know, English words didn't. So something to be aware of in the every move that you make has to have a purpose, right? And so that they can follow with an equal purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Oh, one other thing. Heart on fire. You can start that a bit bigger and let them take care of that final push at the end.
Okay.
Whereas you can give a little bit to end in the same place, but I think it's coming across as set my heart on fire,
Sure.
and it's just like, oh, you know, we gotta grow there, right?
It's too darn hot.
So
hot, and I'm going
crazy, so crazy.
I can't help but
Perspire, 'cause my heart is all
on fire.
my heart's a heat wave blew into town last week. Da 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 da.
She came from the island of Martinique.
From Martinique, the can she dances will make you fry. No, I'm not gonna lie. And the can is really the reason why. Oh yes, you know her hips don't lie.
Cool. Your thoughts, your observations as we go further.
Yeah, it's I think the general feel and sense of we're putting kind of verse one out there, we're putting the material out there. I like how we're not doing too much. I think there's nothing that kind of stood out to me. It maybe feels a little bit square. maybe not.
I agree. It feels static.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
As we go, like just as we go through it, it's like each phrase kind of has the same character to it, and I think, and so what can we do to make these things different, right? I know, like the first phrase, I would just have complete stillness.
It's like
Yeah.
real focus.
So we've got that da 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 da. He went to town last week. Da 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 da. She came from the eye. Right. So then we can be a little more expressive. Right. And then each phrase after that has to have a different character. Right. We're talking about the can. And makes you fry, oh my, whatever the words are after that. There's something's gotta be a little different. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's right. It's too darn hot.
So hot, and I'm going crazy, so crazy. I can't help but perspire, 'cause my heart is on fire. My heart's a heat wave blew into town last week. Da-da-da-da-da. She came from the island of Martinique. From Martinique, the can she dances will make you fry and fry. No, I'm not gonna lie, and the can is really the reason why. Oh yes, you know her hips don't lie.
I've got a couple ideas. Your thoughts, your observations.
Yeah, that felt a lot better.
Yeah.
Less static, more of a continual.
Yeah. Your thoughts, your observations.
I didn't see much of them, but these one doesn't bother me at all. And
Cool. I'm gonna have you step back in, and when we get to the stillness, we've got to be intentional about moving into the stillness, right? It can't just be like we're doing da 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 da. A heat wave blew into. Oh, I froze in the wrong spot. Right. That last kind of da 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 is our chance to move into position to be set in that heat wave. And there's face, all kinds of face, because that's where they're looking, because we don't have anything else going on. So, da da da, and then we can come out of that. Yeah. She flew in from Martinique. That's kind of matter of fact out here. Yeah. The can chance will make you fry. This is a good opportunity for us to check in with each other. Not gonna lie. What's right after that?
Can is really the reason why.
Yeah, really the reason why. That's a good. We can accentuate what we're doing vocally. Really the reason why. Oh, you know, ain't no lie, right? So having that, guys on the outside, when we have da-da-das at the very beginning here, I don't think we need to be out. It's like a heat wave blew in. She from the island of Martinique, right? That we have da-da-das during that phrase. We can just support Matt through that.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
what you. Okay. Start at the da da da.
Doomba doomba doomba
A heat wave blew into town last week. Da-da-da-da-da. She came from the island of Martinique. From Martinique. Now will make you fry.
Check
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, and the can is really the reason why. Oh yes, you know her hips don't lie.
Yeah. So we're using what the music is dictating, right? So that we're guiding the audience's eyes to where we want them to be, right? That island of Martinique phrase, right? It doesn't make sense for you guys to be out drawing the audience's attention for you to say dot dot dot. Yeah, we want the attention to be on Matt, so that because that's the part of the story. Then when we all come together, right? We talked about the spotlight. Yeah. Then we all step into the spotlight, right? The can will make you fry. No, I'm not gonna. That was a great interaction that you had there, and that kind of thing just humanizes you, right? As well as it lets us just check in, not just physically but vocally with each other. That is really the reason why that physical move made that vocal affectation sound more than it was, because we're complementing it, right? So we're just using our bodies to do what the music tells us to do. Yeah?
Doomba 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 doom. Ta ta da, ta ta da, ta ta da, ta ta da. A heat wave blew into town last week. Da 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 da. She came from the island of Martinique. From Martinique, you know the can. She dances will make you fry. No, I'm not gonna lie, and the can is really the reason why. Oh yes, you know her hips don't lie. A tropical heat.
Yeah, so we can do more about that hips don't lie kind of thing, because people are gonna laugh at that,
Right.
right? And then as soon as that's done, we're back to supporting Matt, because he's got the melody and we're da da da, right? So it's you do your thing and make it big. Hips don't lie, da da
Can't do it much
da
better.
da. Look at him,
Right.
right? It's look at me and now look at him, right? Does this all make sense?
Yes.
Cool. I like it.
Cool. Yeah, so this is kind of the formula.
Right.
Right? And ideally, it would be a case where we don't have to like memorize, oh, I need to turn here and then turn out and then do this and then come back. It's not like we're memorizing choreography. It ideally would just become like, what's the music telling us to do here? And thinking about it that way. Yeah.
Nice.
I see what you did there.
Ah, I see what you did there. And we could do the same thing with Johnny One Note, similar things, in terms of, and that might be a little more prescribed in terms of where are we going to stand and how are we going to stand and things like that. But when we're not doing that, again, it's just what's the music telling us to do.
Yeah, I thought the singing these past couple times is good. I think we've kind of found that place.
The bass line.
The bass line.
Not really, the bass.
So, yeah, like we talked a couple of years ago about finding the bass line.
Yeah.
That spot is the bass line. That, I see what you did there, right, with full adduction and, putting everything up in that space, that's the bass line. And everything we do is choices to come up from there.
Yeah.
And then we return.
Mhm.
We should never have to say, let's find a place to bring it back. Yeah, we're gonna make choices to come up.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can go below the baseline if that's musically appropriate, which sometimes it is. Go into no territory, right? But
tell someone else. Don't tell yourself.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Jordan Travis talk.
Huh?
He has 3.
3 dynamic levels. Is one, you're having a conversation with somebody 12 inches from you. The other is you're having a conversation with someone in the room like this. And the other is you're having you're telling the world.
That's that's an adaptation of a very old school presentation category kind of thing. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how we present ourselves. Is are we introspective? Are we having a conversation, or are we telling the world? Right. That's a very old kind of style thing. It's a very I like to use the instead of that, because I think it's hokey. I like to use the George Gipp body triangle. Have I talked about that with you guys?
Not familiar.
Work with Jordan. So I've heard of it.
So your 2 feet and your sternum make a triangle, and how you present yourself physically, dependent on what's happening in the music, you can change the size of that triangle. So in an intimate moment, you make the triangle smaller.
Sure.
And in a broad moment, you make the triangle bigger. And it's a very easy way for,
If you're being intimate with broads.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Very Broadway.
It's a very easy way for like if a quartet really struggles with how to move their bodies, this is a good way for them to get unified and have a sense of kind of corporate motion within the quartet. That kind of breath, ebb and flow, and it's not just them statically standing there. We're having a